and we are making charcuterie. All right, ready? We are going to do a savory plate, and we are going to do a sweet plate, and we are going to have fun with it. And so off we go. You ready? Here we go. All right. If you've been around this week, you know I was going to make some summer sausage, and I did that. Now I am going to show you what a piece of summer sausage looks like that I made. And I'm going to show you the cut piece first, because then I'm going to show you what it looks like otherwise. And I'm going to tell you, this is the first time I've ever made this. And I usually make it exactly as the recipe says, but I was trying to save a little bit on calories and save a little bit on fat. So instead of using all ground beef or ground beef and ground pork, I opted for ground beef and ground turkey. So that's what it looks like. Looks a lot like summer sausage. I will tell you it has the general flavor of summer sausage. However, doesn't really look like it. Looks kind of gross. Just letting you know. I don't use that. That's for my sweet stuff. But so yeah, it doesn't look great, and it needs work because it doesn't have a lot of, it's not juicy. It's a little dry. So we're going to cut this up though. And while you're in there, will you get the Chick-fil-A sauce, please? So I think my husband's actually going to really like this, but he'll want a sauce with it because it is dry. So he'll eat that on crackers. And I'm going to cut up just about a half of one of these. So we've got that, and then I want to try it with the Chick-fil-A sauce as well. I'm not huge on honey mustard, and Chick-fil-A sauce kind of has that honey mustard kind of feel to it. So I'm just going to put that little bit out there for that. And then I was going to do salami rolls, but they're really not good for you. I mean, not good for me. I'm not going to, no judgment if you eat them. It's the God's honest truth. But for me, having to watch what I eat, it was not a good choice for me. So I didn't want you to think I was... Look, I don't judge people's food choices generally. I mean, if it makes you sick and you eat it anyway, I might judge you a little bit for that. But that's just because you're making yourself sick, not because of what you're eating. So, I mean, there's people... Every country has weird stuff that they eat. And not everybody eats the weird stuff in their countries. But because there's a cheese in Italy that has larvae in it. And I'm like, I think that was one of the few things that Gordon Ramsay, when he was traveling the country, could not, hey, before you go, you grab me that bag up there. We said we were going to put it on there, so I'm going to put that to the side for now. But, so anyway, since the salami is really something I'm supposed to stay away from, and yes, this is also a processed meat, but it's a higher quality processed meat, and there are differences, trust me. But this is prosciutto and mozzarella, and it is a favorite. Prosciutto is a favorite of my husband. So Mr. 513 likes this kind of stuff. So there are a lot of things on a charcuterie board that he is not too fond of. So when I know there is something that he likes, I try to make sure that at least some of the things that I put on there are something that he likes. The other thing he likes with prosciutto, particularly, we like to wrap asparagus in prosciutto. Oh, so good. So good. And that's a treat because it takes a while. It's kind of labor intensive to do that. So we don't do that often. I'm going to grab a plate here real quick. So it will allow me to slice this cheese. I'll stand up for that. Something just fell. Not sure what it was. Didn't sound like it was anything too worrisome, let's put it that way. So we're gonna, not sure which direction. Not sure it's I think that's what I was thinking. It's got to be the other direction. Interesting. Okay. I've never used it to slice cheese before. I have a different cheese slicer. I thought this one would be easier, but it's not. And I didn't want to get out the mandolin. So, but I'm going to make sure the cheese is so good, which it is. But honestly, I'm going to get out my other cheese slicer. Let's see if this works better. Yep, sure does. I don't have this one doesn't have a lip like that one did. So then we can do some cheese and some summer sausage and some crackers. Hopefully not taking our wow, the words are not coming today, so I apologize if I'm kind of stumbling. It's kind of been like that all today's like been a weird day like that. Some wild energy out there, I guess. Good old full moon energy, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to just put those lovely little slices of cheese there. Nose itches. It's funny, that used to be one of those things my mom used to tell us, old wives' tale. It means somebody, hi Mark, welcome in. We are making picnic charcuterie today. I have some homemade summer sausage here. I've got some prosciutto and mozzarella, and I'm cutting up a good Irish cheddar right now. Oh, good. I love Kerrygold. I like their butter. I like their cheese. We have a really good international market here in town. Actually, two of them. Same company. And it's just a joy to go there and discover new things. So, yes, it is kind of a party platter. We are on a picnic kick all week. And that's what we're working on, is making a lovely picnic tray. Which, frankly, when I come home from places, I don't feel like cooking. Like if we go for we have a family picnic on Saturday, and we'll be there most of the day, but we'll leave probably late afternoon, and I am not going to feel like cooking. This is one of those things I can put together fairly quickly, or I can put it together ahead of time. So, okay, well, we're kind of neighbors. A little bit, not too far. I'm in Ohio. In the southwest corner of Ohio, so opposite corner of Cleveland. So being in the Adirondacks, you're probably closer to Cleveland. So anyway, we're going to throw some beautiful olives on there. Hey, Ruby. I love it when that happens. So these are my favorite olives. These are Castelvetrano. Took me a long time to learn how to say that. So we'll throw some of those on there. And then I'm going to sit down for this part because it's just easier. I'm going to make instead of making a caprese salad or whatever, this takes a little extra time in the beginning, but it's worth it. And I'm going to make some caprese skewers. They're fun. And again, my husband will eat one just to try it, but IT guy, he does not like tomatoes, so he will not be trying these. He might eat some of the mozzarella if I save him some, but that'd be about it. And I just poured it on the floor. Great. Oh, well, the dogs will be happy. Oh, Lord have mercy. It has been a day like that, you guys. And what's funny is, if you're into the woo-woo life, which I kind of am, that right now they're telling you if you're having all these kind of things happening, you're going to have a quantum leap in your personal life. So bring it on, I guess. But and I will clean up that mess on the floor in a little bit. But it has literally been like that all day. From the time I woke up at 4:45. And if I had gone to bed early enough to wake up at 4:45, it would have been different. So anyway, I'm newly to the olive family. Let's put it that way. As a little kid, pickles and olives, they didn't make sense to me. I'm like, they're sour, they're salty. The only kind of olives my mom ever bought were the manzanilla olives, which to this day are not my favorite. We use them if you've been around for a while, and you'll see them again because I make them every year at the holidays. I use manzanilla olives for one of our family dishes, which is we call it zippy beef. And it's made with cream cheese and dried beef and what else? We've got a little bit of sherry in there and manzanilla olives. So, but they're chopped up very, very fine and you really cannot taste them. I thought my husband was lying to me when he said that. Like, you can't even taste them. I'm like, sure you can. Turns out he was telling the truth. But so one of the things I like about caprese salad when I found it out, it was that it actually mimics the colors of the Italian flag. I thought that was kind of cool. These aren't in order, but that's okay. It keeps the basil nice and hydrated so it doesn't get all dried out and gross. So anyway, you can do it with just one set. I like it better with two. I think it looks prettier. So, but anyway, so basically, just like that, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and you're done, right? So we'll put a few of those on there, and I get the grape tomatoes are great, but they tend to be long. I want round tomatoes, so I got little cherub type tomatoes, and I am toasty, so I'm gonna. So, the Football Hall of Fame. Yep. Rock and roll. Yep. Yep. Ooh, 110 degrees. That is not fun. That is not fun at all. So we were out around noontime and it was 96 here. Had to run to the grocery store. I'm like, really? Today? Do I have to? The one nice thing about waking up at 4:45 this morning was the fact that I got a walk in before sunrise. So I got up and got out of here. Thought might as well take care of it while I can. So I did. So that was nice. Before the sun even came up, I was back here, and I was sweating. Let me tell you. And this is a 32 cool. So there you go. I'll make about 3 of these for now, and I'll finish them up later. But actually, I need to pull these back because they're not quite finished. So Hey, Christy, welcome in. So, yeah, the heat. Okay, true confession. You ready for this? All right, I had to go to the grocery store, but my legs have been bothering me lately a lot. And I haven't had that happen in a long time. But the last time it happened, what helped them the most was wearing compression socks. And if you've ever put compression socks on, they're not easy to put on. And I didn't want to take them off, go to the store, and then have to put them back on. So I decided that I would put on long pants because it was easier to change my shorts back into long pants than it was to take off the socks and put them back on. So I made IT guy go to the store with me so that he could stay in the car with the air conditioning running. So yeah, I'm a big baby when it. You know what? I like the summer much more than I do the winter. I do. I will say that I'm a spring and summer girl in general, but when I have to be on camera, I don't want to get all sweaty before I have to be on camera. I'm all sweaty anyway because it's just hot. So anyway, I'm going to finish these out since I'm sitting here talking to you guys. So, oh, I know what a muffaletta sandwich is. And yeah, hello, with the olive spread on it. Yup. Um, there's a podcast called The Dish, and it is Angela Hartnett, who is a chef. She worked with Gordon Ramsay, and um, I don't know, can't remember Nick's last name, but they do this together, and they have on celebrity guests, um, and they were talking to this one. He's an Irish actor, and I can't remember his name offhand, but he's a comedian too, and he's hilarious. But they do these rapid fire questions, and one of the questions is, "What is the best sandwich filling?" And this guy said, "A muffaletta sandwich," and they're like, "Say what now?" Neither one of them had ever, even the woman who was the chef had never heard of a muffaletta sandwich. And he's like, he's like, you get it in New Orleans. He's like, I have been chasing that food high ever since I had that sandwich. This is a balsamic glaze that is just to die for. It is so good. This is somebody I used to follow, actually, and I haven't seen her for a while, so I don't know if she's not doing well or what, but she used to be on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. And Nona Pia was her name, or is her name. And I saw this at Costco, picked it up just for fun to see if it was any good, and it's the perfect accompaniment to this. So just a little drizzle over there, so they'll be delish. And then we'll put those on our lovely charcuterie tray. And what am I missing? Ah, the celery. So the bag ripped on this one. You ever had a bag where like they've got they're resealable, but the resealable part is actually stronger than the plastic? So you end up ripping the plastic. Well, that's what happened with that. So we had to improvise. And I am going to grab, I can't reach them. Ooh, I can reach that. So I don't either, Ruby. So maybe Mark. So yeah, winters are not my cup of tea either. I understand snowbirds. The older I get, the more I understand them. I'm sure, I know. I don't, when I say I'm sure, I am sure. My brother has lived in Florida since 1989. They are not fans of snowbirds, which is funny because neither he nor his husband are originally from Florida. So I'm going to cut these guys. They've all been washed. Please know that. Which is when I put them in there, I was like, well, I might as well wash them ahead. So I did. But anyway, so I think Mark was saying he's a doctor. So anyway, I'm sorry, my nose is really itching. Oh, hi Nancy. Sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah, there's a lot of people who like fall and winter, and I think my thing about, I figured it out later in life, but my problem with fall was that I have seasonal depression, and now that I know how to deal with it, I mean, there were years I would just cry. I would be like, I would not understand why anybody liked fall. And it sucks. It is a terrible thing when you don't know. Now that I know what to do. I know when I'm feeling off, what to do. And that is a great thing. All right, I made another batch of the cucumber sandwich stuff because somebody had asked me for the recipe. So I decided to do a short video. And we're going to put it up on the website, so I will let you know when that's up there. But I thought this would taste really good in celery. And again, it's so hot. Who wants to cook today? So I did. I made the summer sausage, which for those who have come in late, the summer sausage, the saga of the summer sausage. I know why they call for beef and pork or all beef. I decided to use turkey. It's a little dry, but the flavor's good. So we're going to have to play with that. And maybe just go back and do it the way they tell you to and see how that turns out. There's so much less in it than if you buy it in the store, and I know that it's gluten-free because I made it. So that's a big deal for me. So that was part of the reason I thought, well, I love a summer sausage, but you just never know. I also I didn't buy the casing because I just didn't want to. So it looks a little odd. But I got to tell you, what was really odd is when you take it out of the oven, because you cook it low and slow for a long time. But when you take it out of the oven, you submerge it in ice water to stop the cooking process. And so it doesn't get wrinkly. Yeah, the ice and excessive snow. And I don't know how it is. I mean, Ruby, you're close to me, so you probably deal with this as well. But the month of February, there have been years where I think we've been lucky to see the sun twice. And that's really, really hard for me when I can't even see the sun. It's one thing if it's cold. I've been to Colorado in the wintertime, and it's wild. You can get a sunburn in January in Colorado. So when we went skiing with some friends, they're like, don't forget your sunscreen. We're like, what? And they're like, don't forget your sunscreen. We're like, we didn't bring sunscreen. It's January. They're like, oh no, it's really bad here in January because of the reflection. So anyway, so yeah, those days and days without sunshine are rough for me. So I burn a lot of candles in the winter time, pretending it's special, it's sun. And I do have a light, actually. I have a full spectrum light that if things get bad, I can take it out. I haven't needed it. I didn't need it last year. Or maybe I did and I just didn't get it out. I don't know. At one point, my husband did say, do you think you need it? I was like, well. And then the sun came out for a couple of days, so we were good. So anyway, so I think that was everything I was going to put. Oh, except for crackers. This, if you know somebody who's gluten-free, these are my favorite. These Char Entertainment crackers are really, really good. They are similar to a Ritz. They're a little paler. They don't have quite the buttery flavor that a Ritz does, but for people who haven't had a regular cracker for a while, it suffices. And frankly, they're better than a rice cracker. So they have these, and then they have a saltine type of cracker, and those I really like. Those, other than the fact that they're more delicate than a saltine. Um, they're great for soup. They're really nice to have for soup. So I was very excited when I first got those, um, and they weren't horrible. That's the thing; they weren't horrible. That that is the most disappointing thing in the world when you're gluten free and you're paying twice as much as anybody else for something to eat that is normal for everybody else, and then you get it home and it's terrible, and you're like, oh, I just wasted all that money. And I used to make myself eat it, but some of them are so terrible. It's like, how did this even get made? But anyway, so now we're going to move on to our sweet stuff. So uh-oh. What happened? Ruby, I don't know what happened. Hey, IT guy, a bunch of her stuff got deleted. Can you go check on that? Was it too many emojis again? Sorry, Ruby. We're checking into it. I'm not sure what happened here. Daggone it. Ruby, I hate when it does that to you because you're so positive and supportive. It annoys me no end. So, okay, it just deleted a bunch of your messages. I don't know what happened. I think it gets a bee in its bonnet or whatever you want to call it. Oh, okay. It says you're posting links. I don't know if you are, but I guess it's cranky about you posting links. So, I don't know. Silly Nightbot. He's checking it out. It's easier for him to do that. So I won't be able to see chat for a little bit yet. But next we're going to move on to some fruit. Because I don't know about you, but I love just something cold and refreshing on a day like today. And fruit does it. But I can also overeat it a lot. Enter the skewer. Slows you down. And so I don't have anything yellow. So I can't do a full bridgie biv, if you will. But I can make it, ooh, pretty. See what I mean? It's been that kind of a day. Did not go back on. So, okay. And I didn't want to do strawberries today. Okay, he's going to put that back in front. So, but I decided to go with the pre-cut because it would go a lot faster. Coming back in. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes we're willing to pay for the convenience, right? At least I am. I know that. Not always. I mean, I cook for myself a lot. That's why we don't eat out a lot. But sometimes it's worth it. That was something that we were talking in a group that I'm in, a networking group. Somebody asked, do you, it was funny the way she even asked it. She said, do you do pickup or delivery for your groceries? And I was like, neither. I go in. And I was like, but hi, Jason. Yeah, not Julia Child. I'm as crazy as she is, maybe, but um, not a chef, not at all. Just somebody who's cooked for a very long time. I started cooking regularly when I was 12. Uh, the some of the regulars have heard this, but I started cooking regularly because I hated doing yard work. And my mom liked doing yard work. So I would offer to make dinner and do laundry if I could, if she wanted to do the laundry. I would give her the choice. I said, well, do you want to do the yard, or do you want me to, or do you want to make dinner? And otherwise I'll make dinner. So, and I was proficient enough. She had taught, I'd learned enough. Um, and sometimes it was just like when I was younger, soup and sandwiches, things like that. But that's how I started really cooking regularly. And then when I had 3 kids and one with extraordinary medical needs, that was when we started making. We had to really watch our budget, so we very rarely ate out. Um, So I've been cooking a long time. I've been cooking for families a long time. We've done a lot of catering, all that kind of stuff. So I would call myself a good cook. That's something I own. I will own that. So, um, but it's interesting because the one thing my mom did not teach me was how to bake. And my brother likes to cook as well. So when he got a little older, we would cook, do laundry, and clean the house for my mom while she was out cutting the grass and doing the edging. And it's funny because my dad always was like, our kids should be out here doing this. And she's like, they're doing everything I hate to do in the house. So no, they should not be out here. We were doing her a solid. So we got away with things like that. So, oh goodness. All right. Hi, Gabrielle. Hi. Is it Zara or is it Fatima? Whichever it is, hello and welcome in. Um, yeah, I like to see what I'm buying too, Christy. So, yep, produce and meat. I'm the same way. Um, Hi, Daisy. Uh, all right, so here we go. This is my most tender thing, so I'm going to go ahead and do that last. So we're going to do a grape, a cantaloupe. I also don't want all the melons together, so we'll put things in between the melons. And again, this may be something only I eat because I'm the only one who likes all of these different fruits, especially the blueberries. So I'm only going to make a couple of these, but and we'll do a piece of watermelon. This is my, oh, got it. I love a watermelon, y'all. I really do. And the first one of the season was amazing. So I was really excited about that. That usually means they're going to be sweet all summer. So do honeydew. One more. Aren't those pretty? That's just fun to eat, in my opinion. So I'm going to do another one. And I can't promise you I'm going to do them the same way because I rarely do. So, um, Brenda, we're doing picnic charcuterie. And right now I'm doing some fruit kebabs. We've got our lovely savory platter right here. We've got some homemade summer sausage, some cheddar cheese, some gluten-free crackers, caprese skewers with some balsamic glaze on them. We've got prosciutto and mozzarella rolls. And yesterday I made some cucumber sandwiches and we used some of the cucumber filling and put it in celery. So this is going to be our dinner tonight. Just something simple, something easy. It's hotter than blazes out there. So who feels like cooking? If my family wants something, they can warm it up. They know how that works. I did this the wrong way. Oh well. We'll just go ahead and put a piece of watermelon there, even though it's Like I said, I very rarely do it the same way twice. I just don't want to put two green things together. But I like mixing it up. But I forgot my blueberry. So, yeah, healthy and pretty and fun. Doesn't get any better than that for me. So, and I like that, like just that kind of nibbling kind of thing. So I'm going to go with the green first, and then I will go with the, yeah, shoot, I've messed this all up. Oh well, oh, no worries. But I don't know where I got that from. That's something is, there's some other not nice words that I've heard for, hot as other things, but which I would rather not say on. So the thing is, if you know me, I'm not a prude. I swear, sometimes with the best of them. Um, but for some reason, I think maybe because I know kids can come across this, and even though it's not for kids, if there's no restrictions on their accounts, they can come across it, and I would prefer that they not see profanity. So I have grandkids, so I just kind of do it the way I would want it done if it were my grandkids watching when I'm online. So meet me in person, it's a whole different ballgame. So I will apologize in advance if you don't like profanity. If you meet me and you hear me use it, so just is what it is. Forgot to put on a thing, but like I said, it doesn't matter, does it? I mean, nobody's gonna like, oh, the fruit kebab, at least, right? If there is such an animal. But anyway, I am going to leave that at that because, like I said, I'm the only one who's going to eat all those. Now, I know my family will eat this, they'll eat that, so I'll just put that on there. And I will grab some toothpicks and then I will put that out for them. So, and then it's, I mean, look, even when you put it out there, it's just so pretty and colorful and nice. So now I'm going to pull the green over here. And I don't know about you guys, but I am looking forward to this weekend. I'm looking forward to a few days off and hanging out with some friends and family. And I already told my family I'm going to make all this stuff this week. So we've got all these leftovers. I'm like, I'm probably not going to cook much this week. We'll just make it easy. These used to be the weekends where we'd like get a bucket of chicken, not a bucket of chicken, but like we would get a big, we don't go to the bucket place. But we would go to like, more like, we were more likely to go to like Popeyes, or even if you can eat regular fried chicken, Kroger, and you have a Kroger or Ralph's or King Super, their chicken's really good. We used to get their fried chicken all the time because fried chicken is a long, laborious process. You know what I mean? It's been that kind of a day. So I'm going to wash my hands off here. So, but they've got really, really good fried chicken. If you're And baked chicken for that matter. They have regular and barbecue, and so I'm gonna reach down here and get my list. So for those who weren't here at the beginning, just real quickly, I found a recipe for making your own summer sausage. Doesn't look great, tastes good, but it needs something. So for my husband's sake, I got out some Chick-fil-A sauce. He loves Chick-fil-A, and I was thinking, I bet that's going to taste good on there. So I'm going to try a little piece of that on a cracker with some cheese, and that's going to be like the first thing I try. I did try, I think I should have, I don't know. Like I said, I think that's too much for me. using turkey may not have been my wisest move because I think that's what dried it out. I think if you actually did use all beef, that it would end up being really, really tasty. So I'm going to have to try and make it again at some point. But oh, yeah, that helps. Like a honey mustard or that nice kind of sweet and tangy. That helped it a lot. But I'll have to think about it. I fiddle with recipes all the time. So, um, oh, good. I'm glad, Brenda. I'm glad that that works out for you. So, um, someone normal. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I don't do weird stuff. That's been suggested in a couple groups that I'm in, and I'm like, no, I'm somebody's nana. I don't, I don't want my kids or my grandkids to ever really be like embarrassed that their mom or grand or nana is doing some weird thing on the internet. I think we all have enough struggles. And that's why I started doing this because I know when I was first gluten free, I struggled so much to be able to eat. You just never feel normal. And then I was like, you know what? I got to get out of this funk. And I just started looking for things that I made that were either naturally gluten free or that I could make them gluten free without it being a huge big deal. And even when I started doing the lives, and Christy's been around pretty much from the beginning, and so has Ruby, um, that I started doing a lot of those, just making a lot of breads and cookies and stuff like that. And I started to feel bad again because it's just too much grain for me. And so I'm now kind of switched back into this is look at this spread. It's beautiful. And yes, there's some gluten-free crackers on there, but they're not the main focus. Yesterday, and I like I said, I shot the video today, and I didn't eat all the sandwiches that I made yesterday. This is a gluten-free almond bread, so it's grain-free, and then we made these lovely little cucumber sandwiches, and I'll probably have that one with dinner. And so there's like a world of really good food out there that is naturally gluten-free and that you can indulge and enjoy and feel normal when you eat. And I think that's a big deal. I think that's a really big deal. And so, this is the spread for dinner. And like I said, these will be mine because my family doesn't eat blueberries other than me. But they'll nibble on all this. My husband will eat everything but the honeydew. And IT guy will eat the grapes and the watermelon. So the honeydew will probably be mine. But that's what I'm here for. Now tomorrow's treat day. Tomorrow we're going for ice cream treats. I'm going to show you one of my non-gluten free favorite things I've ever made. It's the easiest. I'm telling you, it's the easiest dessert that people will beg you for the recipe, and you're like, I'll give it to you. And like, no, no, send it to me. I'm like, I promise you can remember this. And they're like, I'll never remember. I'm like, I'm telling you, you're going to remember. So I'm going to show that to you tomorrow. And I'm going to show you some ways that I'm going to make it gluten-free so that I can enjoy it for myself too. So, yes, to enjoy your food and not feel ill. It is such a big deal. And I don't have celiac. I am gluten sensitive. And I know how miserable I am. And I can't imagine what it's like to have celiac and just be so sick. I can take some activated charcoal and I'm feeling better in about an hour. Still takes me 2 to 3 days to feel better if I get gluten, and it's not fun. And my joints used to burn. When I would get up in the morning, I would have to stand there and let my body settle before I could even take a step. And then it was so painful. Once I stopped eating gluten, it went away. It was amazing. That, and there was a big stressor in my life that went away. those two things. One morning I got up and I took a step and I was like, oh, I'm not in pain. It was the greatest thing. I was like walking on air the rest of the day just because every time I took a step, it didn't hurt. So anyway, that's why I bring this stuff, because I want people to have a dinner time that they're not afraid of. I want people to be able to eat food that makes them happy. And that includes when we celebrate. And that's when you sometimes feel the most isolated and the most left out. And like you don't even want to go to a family thing anymore because you feel like nobody cares. And it's not that they don't care, it's just it's a lot of work. And I understand that. So a lot of times I just bring my own stuff. So I've gotten over the fact that it would be nice to just go and be able to eat whatever's there. Okay, it would be, but that's not my life. So, and my husband's a diabetic, and maybe that's why it was a lot easier for me to make that transition, because we've always had to do things differently than a lot of people. We played volleyball together. We actually met on a volleyball court, and we would have late games, and they'd say, "Let's go out to dinner afterwards," and we go, "Okay, let's go." And we would get there, and we would only order a drink, and they're like, "Why aren't you eating?" And it's like, "Well, we had to eat at 5." And they're like, "But you knew we were going to dinner." I'm like, "Yeah, but he had to eat at 5." So now that he has a pump, we can adjust that a little bit. But, these are just things that some people have to deal with. So anyway, thank you that it looks great. I appreciate that. I'm just a home cook, and I love to cook, and I love to feed people. And I always tell you, if I love you, I'll cook for you. So anyway, tomorrow, again, it's going to be another hot day. We're not cooking, but we're going to be talking about lovely treats that you can take with you or make for whatever gathering that you're having. And we're going to dive into some ice cream. So until tomorrow, remember to eat well, to be well, that I love you guys. And I will be back here tomorrow at 3:30. Have a great day, everybody. Love you all.